documents to be submitted must be current and updated. Otherwise, it will be rated as failed. Bidders shall enclose their technical documents in one sealed envelope marked technical component and the financial component in another sealed envelope marked financial component, sealing them all in an outer envelope marked bid, and bid's proposal must be in A4 size. Further, the authorized liaison officer will be the one to drop the bids. Bids submitted through courier will not be accepted. Bidders shall submit 2 original copies and 1 copy of certified true copies of the technical and financial components of the bid. The original copy of the bid shall be typed or written in ink and limited to 2 decimal places in amount and shall be signed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative. All envelopes shall contain the name of the contract to be bid in capital letters, bear the name and address of the bidder in capital letters, be addressed to the procuring entity's back in accordance with ITB Clause 18-1, bear the specific identification of this bidding process indicated in the ITB Clause 1-1, and bear a warning, do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB Clause 19. The bidders are also advised to be responsible on their bids submitted in accordance with the checklist, and their technical and financial proposals should have proper tabbing in words based on the order in the checklist, including proper sequencing of documents in chronological order. Further, bidders were advised not to recycle legal documents or documents attached in the previous submission of bids, which have the signatures and countersigns of the back members. Late bids submitted will not be accepted. All forms, as mentioned in ITB Clause 17-1, must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities under Section 9 hereof, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be a ground for the rejection of the bid. Any insertions, erasures, or overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of bid is not a guarantee to be awarded for the contract. All bid documents are still subject to detailed bid evaluation and post-qualification prior to be declared as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. The bidders are given 3 days after the bidding to file for a motion for reconsideration.
Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, deliberation recommending award and award. After determining the names of the bidders that submitted bids for the contract at hand, the BAC, assisted by its BAC Secretariat, shall check if each bidder that submitted bids is eligible to bid for the contract being procured. This shall be done electronically using the DPWH CWA. The BAC Secretariat shall enter into the CWA the pickup license number and name of the bidder. The CWA program will then electronically process and match the bidder's capability or eligibility data in the CWA. The computer program will automatically determine if the bidder meets the following eligibility requirements. The cost of the bidder's SLCC is at least 50% of the ABC of the project to be procured. The bidder's NFCC is at least equal to ABC of the project to be procured. The program will also automatically generate the results of the eligibility check. The reasons for ineligibility will also be automatically shown in the notices of ineligibility. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the IRR, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act or NGPA. This office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a fair yield of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA number 12009 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. The procuring entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids which have passed the opening and preliminary examination of bids pursuant to a ITB Clause 22 to determine the lowest calculated bid or LCB. Lowest calculated responsive bidder or LCRB is the award criterion. The same will be applied to detailed checking evaluation of the technical proposal. Then, the bidder rated as the lowest calculated bid will undergo post-qualification. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be determined as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. All bidders found to have conflicting interests shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand without prejudice to the imposition of appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanctions. All prospective bidders shall be required to submit a sworn disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership, clearly identifying the natural persons who ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly, through shareholding, voting rights, contractual agreements, or other means of control. Failure to comply shall be a ground for the automatic disqualification of the bid in consonance with Section 59 of the IRR. For the post-qualification, the bidders were advised to read Department Order Number 127, Series of 2018, and other issuances relative to this matter, since the BAC will be very keen and strict on the conduct of post-qualification process. As per the said DO, the contractor will not be awarded with a certain project if it has a negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract or at least 10% in two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies, or failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the works within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of works as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection, or liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. During post-qualification, even though the contractor is the lowest bidder, still it is subject for further verification to ensure the compliance of the requirements of the contract. With that, we will be sending you a letter being the lowest calculated responsive bid. Moreover, the qualification and experience of the key technical personnel is subject for verification as part of the post-qualification process as per DO number 127 series of 2018. The BAC, with the assistance of the equipment verification team, will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification as per DO number 127 series of 2018. The equipment verification team will conduct an inspection on the verification of the equipment pledged by the contractor.
Mr. Chair, so in addition to our bidders, there are common reasons for bidders' failure. A contractor may fail in the bidding process if he or she does not strictly comply with the requirements. There are incorrect pay item, description, unit, or quantity in the bill of quantities. Errors in the bill of quantities such as incorrect pay items, pledge and supporting documents. The contractor may be disqualified if the equipment listed in the equipment pledge does not match the attached supporting documents such as official receipt, certificate of registration, proof of ownership, or lease agreement, All details, example, equipment type, plate number, capacity, and ownership information must be consistent and properly documented. Non-compliance with SLCC supporting documents requirements, Section 52-4-2-5. As required under this section, the single largest completed contract must be supported by any of the following: any owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, a final rating of at least satisfactory under the constructor's performance evaluation system or CPES, or a similar performance evaluation or monitoring document. So for contracts with the private sector, an equivalent supporting document must be submitted. Failure to provide the required documentation may result in disqualification. The alteration or substitution of prescribed bidding forms, Section 9, Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, ITB Clause 17-1. Pursuant to Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, the forms required under ITB Clause 17-1 must be completed strictly in accordance with their prescribed format. No alterations, modifications, or substitutions of the official forms shall be accepted. Any deviation from the required format may lead to the rejection of the bid. Also, Mr. Chair, for corporation and partnership, failure to attach the GIS reflecting the BOI duly received by SEC and sworn affidavit in their bid as part of their eligibility in compliance to Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009 on the declaration of beneficial ownership shall also be a ground for disqualification. Also, the failure to specify the applicable taxes itemized in the detailed estimates using the prescribed bid form, particularly under Declaration E, shall be a ground for disqualification. This is in accordance with the Instruction to Bidders, Clause 17-2, and as provided under Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents, the forms referred to in ITB Clause 17-1 must be duly accomplished and submitted without any alteration to their prescribed format. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For other matters?
For the other matters, Mr. Chair, for information and guidance for the prospective bidders, that our department had issued department orders and memorandum. These are, number 1, interim guidelines upon lifting of suspension on procurement activities for locally funded civil works projects as referred into DPWH memorandum dated September 16, 2025. Under this memorandum, live streaming of bidding activities, Section 38.2 of the IRR of RA 12009. Geotagging of project sites under DO 85 series of 2020. And preparation of a straight line diagram under DO 246 series of 2024. The net financial contracting capacity, see Section 52.4.1.4 for the IRR of RA 12009. Number 2, bidders' responsibilities in the Philippine Bidding Documents, procurement of infrastructure projects. Number 3, Department Order Number 28 Series of 2024, dated February 26, 2024, subject 3, Strike Policy of Infrastructure, Goods, and Consulting Services Contracts. Number 4, Occupational Safety and Health Program in the Instruction to Bidders. Number 5, Department Order Number 241, Series of 2024, the subject, Guidelines on the Processing, Approval, and Reporting System of Construction Safety and Health Program for DPWH Infrastructure Projects. Number 6, Department Order Numbers 171, Series of 2025, dated August 30, 2025. The subject, Guidelines on the Use of DPWH Performance Evaluation Systems for Constructors, Consultants, and Suppliers. And the last one is the number 7, Directive to require submission of General Information Sheet reflecting beneficial information. The memorandum dated February 24, 2026, clarification on the implementation of the BUI disclosure requirements under the memo dated November 19, 2025. And also, we have also to remind our prospective bidders that their bid documents must follow the completeness and sufficiency of the bid. The discounts offered should be clearly and legibly written with signatures so that the BAC will be able to read it during the opening of bids. Contractors are not allowed to follow up their bids during evaluation period until the issuance of the notice of award, unless the BAC in writing requests for a clarification of its bids. The no contact rule policy will be strictly observed. Whatever submitted during the dropping of bids will be evaluated. Submission of locking or another document is not allowed. If there are any changes in the basic contract data of these projects, kindly closely check and monitor the DPWH and PhilJEP's websites for information and guidance regarding bid bulletin, and also if there are amendments to the bidding documents of these projects and all other notices, example, postponement or re-advertisement. The opening of bids on these two invitation to bid will be on April 21, 2026 at 10 a.m. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. In summary, these are the key points discussed. For contract ID number 26LC0023, there will be a correction in the quantity for item 8031A, structure excavation, common soil, from 626 to 417, and also an additional item for PWD signage. Supplemental bulletins will be issued to address these accordingly. For other contracts, there are no changes in the contract data as posted in the PhilJEP's and DPWH website. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any other